Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome to the Crypto Liver Show, baby. Bang. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Bitcoin looked like it had some money. Looked like it had some movement. Looked like we could kind of believe in it for a second, right? But now 91,700 couldn't hold 92,000. It's funny, I left the room, put a suit jacket on. We were at 92.3 or something, right? We had been held in all morning. The second I show up on the stream, I'm like, there you go, to the downside. I'll tell you what, though, the 4-hour did get rejected by the 200 moving average, and that just was bearish to me. You know, even though the 1 hour was showing the model, that's strong. Every single time we tried to make it back above the 200, we had some issues. Now we're still in chop. It's not the worst. We're going to break it down, but the 1 hour was in a beautiful flag literally all night. Only to kind of go at the lows right here. Maybe it wicks right back up and they're just stop hunting. I don't know exactly what's happening in the trade, but we'll see. But man, it's just been hammer time, right? Nice move to the upside on the 4-hour reversal. We talked about it yesterday on my show. Remember, I said if the 4-hour closes a green candle next to a red one, you can open the trade right there and look, payday. It's so simple, right? And that's what we said on the live stream yesterday. Kind of a shoulder, head right shoulder. I see a lot brewing. I have not done a top-down analysis yet. Not even, just because I've been looking at the charts, but also my 4-year-old has pneumonia. Last 2 days, she got a little sick, then a cough. Next thing you know, and she had pneumonia before. So every time she gets sick, my wife gets very nervous. I try to play it off because I'm like, she'll be fine. She's just sick. She's a strong kid. She'll be fine. And next thing you know, she's like, I got to bring her to the doctor tomorrow. I got to find out. And she comes home. She calls me literally 30 minutes ago. And she's like, she has pneumonia. So I'm a little off today. I'm not going to be the same happy-go guy. I'm concerned about my daughter. I really am. Is it an autoimmune disorder? Like something else is going on. We don't know what's up. Why does she have reoccurring pneumonia? Like what's going on? I never had pneumonia once in my life, And we just got to get to the bottom of it. Did she inhale some type of something from the pool that eventually we don't know. We got to figure it out. We got to get to the bottom of it. I think it does have something to do with pool chemicals. For some reason, I just have this feeling that it does. Damaged by muriatic acid or something. I don't know what it could be, but I got, and maybe I'm completely wrong. I don't know. And I need as much help as possible. If anybody knows, email cryptolifers@gmail. If you have any type of expertise in reoccurring asthma, reoccurring pneumonia in young children. And please, any reference of information would help. I have a one lead with my man Stas. I appreciate that, Stas. Amazing. All right. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. So we're going to break down Bitcoin. But prayers to my family and my daughter. Hopefully she's okay. It doesn't look like it's life-threatening, but it's definitely a concern. I never had pneumonia once in my life. She's had it twice in 1 year, and she's only 4 years old. And she's, she lives a healthy life. We all, I don't know. We're in Florida. I don't know what's going on. So, when you're a parent, you have all the resources in the world, but you still can't figure out exactly what's happening just yet. So is this an Adam and Eve? Is Bitcoin bottoming? We're going to take a look at it. Let's do our top-down analysis from the monthly all the way back down. Shout out to everybody here on the live. We appreciate you and we love you. We thank you. I was thinking there could be two families out there. One with all the money in the world, but there was two sons, and let's just say something happened. Like the two sons, had an untimely demise for whatever reason. And the family, whenever they get together, whenever they hang out with all their money and all their, they just think what could have been with those two wonderful souls. Then there's a family that maybe never really has enough. They have just enough, a little under middle class. They're not poor, but it's not. But they have fun. They have their cookouts. They live their life, and everybody's alive. And if you were going to pick a simulation, which family would you choose? You know what I mean? You definitely wouldn't choose the family with all the money. You choose the family with all the love. You and me all know that. Isn't that interesting? When you put things into perspective, you realize you were never chasing money in the first place. You were just chasing security. You just wanted your family and friends to feel good, to have everything they needed, to not stress. That's the only reason people really, really want to get rich. I truly believe. Some people, I guess, want to be devilishly rich, I guess. But to me, it's just about and then once you provide for your family and friends, can you make enough to provide for the world? Could you amass a fortune that you could leave for a big cause? It's kind of a cool idea to think. Could you basically hook up more than one person at a time through your wealth? That would be cool, right? Anyway, let's get back into price action. If the monthly can stay green, I stay bullish, right? And basically, we just want to make sure this candle closes a tweezer bottom. And that's coming soon, right? In about 36 hours under that, really, right? So we'll see. But bang. And yeah, we can even just go to the weekly candle. It tells us 2 days and 9 hours. All right. But so that's bullish. I'll take that as bullish. 2 giant wicks. Last time I saw that with hidden bullish divergence over, and we have a Fibonacci. If I pull the fib from here to there, we're kind of, we wick to the 886 retracement. You pull the wick all the way to there, you can see this wick basically almost touched the 618. So to me, good indications of a possible reversal based off the fib. Again, it doesn't mean we're out the water yet because it could just be making a beautiful right shoulder. So if this candle closes red, we're coming down, then we may make the right shoulder. They just want to make, the candle might just want to close exactly down here. They might wick it and bring it back up. I could see that happening. So this could turn into a nasty dump, end up closing there, and then we'd get the monthly close in January. Then we'd start to slowly reverse. You see? Everything all right?
Yeah.
Oh my God, you came in like something was wrong.
How was I supposed to come?
I don't know.
How does somebody come into?
Huh?
How does somebody?
Say, hey, have your coffee. You walk in here, have your coffee.
I try to
You walked in like someone died.
No, I come in quiet so I don't disrupt the show.
I love you,
And then
babe.
say,
We're both on edge because of our daughter. We're both on edge. Come here. Give me a hug. You look wonderful. Tell everyone else. Look how beautiful. Look how beautiful. And thank you, she is. So hot.
I love you, Sid.
I love you, babe. You can refer to the Lambo video if you need to see. I'm just joking. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. So, and again, you got to keep her in good spirits while the baby, while the kid's sick. You got to be strong. Remember, you're the man of the family. Everyone's looking up to you to be strong. You got to remain strong in these times. I'm being serious. As funny as like joking around is, like, you got to get light. You got to keep it okay. Don't be a worry. Make your wife worse, man. I see dudes like that. Come on, man. Don't be a cornball. You know what I mean? Come on. No, seriously, level up though. Level up. In times when your family's down and out, it's time for you to level up. Bitcoin dumping horribly on the 1 hour time frame, looking disgusting. Look at this, taking a nasty dump to the downside. Low volume Fridays, they're the worst to trade. Look, it looks like an Adam and Eve double top now. It's exactly what it looks like. Insanity. Anyway, we're going to find out where we're at when we move on in. The weekly candle looks kind of whack, if you ask me. I'm not a fan of it. I don't like green candles with giant wicks to the up from the downside, right? So I'd like that to come up a little bit. It would have been nicer if we closed the weekly candle above 94. Couldn't seem to do it. I mean, we hit it every single time, and it was a problem, so it may stay a problem. So $94,000 is a thorn in our side right now. Like every, 94.2, whatever, anywhere near it. It's like we're allergic to 94K, 93.8 even, 93.9. Like the whole area is, So that will close green. I guess it's okay. 3 green weeks in a row. It's better than nothing. It's definitely we're trying to dig out here, but it's sketchy to say the least. I keep talking about how the 5-day to me could just be making a bear flag. And this would come right back down to the bottom of the channel. And if this comes back to the bottom of the channel, the bear flag to me starts to really get solidified. And usually you won't dump until you hit that 21-day moving average. So it will take maybe another 15 to 20, maybe even could even be 30 days until this flag. So that's what's crazy about, when you're in a real bear market, this will take time. Then you'll dump. And everyone will still be trying to tell you you're reversing. You know what I mean? I have key reasons why we will or will not reverse. And once we lose them, it's going to be pretty simple to see what's going to happen. We could get messed around with. It's not perfect, but the probabilities are higher based off my years of doing it. So if anyone's going to be close to right, even though no one knows, I think it's going to be me. But hey, that's just me. Maybe I'm wrong, And there's some older people I like to look at sometimes. But if you're not like 60 years old, I'm not about to watch the TA, So, I shouldn't say that because you never know. There's some like savants out there. But for the most part, TA kind of resembles what you see. And the more you see, the more you can understand it. So it doesn't really matter what someone else tells you because it's really about what you've seen in the market. Even me and you could watch the same analysis from another analyst and get completely different things from it because of what we've seen in the market. Right? So right now, this looks like a bear flag. I keep saying this, and this would head down to 62,000. Be a nasty dump for Bitcoin. The 3-day chart will lose the 200 moving average. and it will become a melee, right? And, you can see this is kind of a trend line. You can see we've hit it. And if you don't see this as a bear flag, I don't know what to tell you, right? So you have to keep this. When you're trending down and the moving averages are curving towards each other, you have to believe you're going to continue to dump. I tell you, that looks like so again, I see half the people say we're reversing, half the people say we're dumping. I don't know what's going to happen, but each day, like now, again, this flips green, turns into a wick, and I know they could change the whole story. It is in 3 days. We have 2 days and 9 hours. Okay, let's see what happens. If this can wick and go straight up, then we're reversing. So when this candle closes, we'll get a lot more information. If it closes down here, then, I wouldn't even, I would kind of assume we bounce again and we go sideways till the 21 comes into price action. But that's pretty close to a bear flag. We've traded this bullishly many times. Just got to get back above that 200 moving average, right? So, again, I see possible reversals. Like I saw that hidden bullish, the monthly and all that. But again, I've never backtested that on the monthly. I have to be honest. If you use it on the weekly many times, never on the monthly chart. So it should play out. Things transcend through time frames, but there's no guarantees there at all, right? So that's the first thing everyone here has to consider, I think, and be really serious about, that's a bear flag. And that your altcoins will get demolished, everything you think you're DCing into and building some great bags on. That's why I'm a swing trader right now when it comes to altcoins. In and out for the moment. Use that time period where things are hot and stay away. You know what I mean? Use the time period where things are hot and stay the heck away from altcoins. They're like a disease right now. If you like money and you don't want to lose tons of money, that's how I look at it. I'm not saying I'm selling every single piece of them. I'm going to still, and I probably should though. It's funny, at the end of the day, I probably should just get rid of it all and just, start fresh. But I'm too much of an OG altcoin head, and maybe I have to learn the hard way. I already did though. Bitcoin taking an absolute collapse to the downside. Could have been a nice short there as we lost the 5-minute 200 moving average and just fell out the flag. So they made this beautiful flag all night. Look at this, just a beautiful flag. Tight. Lost the 200 moving average and you're gone. Sayonara, senorita. So crazy, right? Turned into an Adam and Eve, rolled it over. Friday night trading. Kind of what they did here. They made this look like a bear flag. Rolled it back up, bull flag, rolled it back down. Just treachery all over. So simple patterns raiding the stop hunts. You can see it. And I got hunted out right there. I did, because I trade the same way. So, and I made way more money than that stop hunt has cost me. So I'm going to continue to trade that way. You get what I'm saying? I'm not going to stop doing that. What I will say was dumb for me is it's Friday. Don't trade my model on Friday. Friday stinks. On top of it being a day after, 2 days after Fed Day. The Thursday and Friday after Fed Day, stop hunt, low volume, nastiness. I always tell my students it's kind of good to take the entire week off. Like Monday all the way till the next Monday. I know it sounds crazy, like till Monday night after Fed Day really is when a smart trader should decide to dabble again. In my humble opinion. Will I always do that? No, it's hard for me even. But I'll make the position sizes very small. Losses will be a lot smaller, right? So here we have a shoulder, a head, a right shoulder. That looks like it could take a nice dump to the downside too as well. And the daily's overbought on the stochastics RSI. That looks like it's coming down, baby. And so we'll look at the entry here. Same thing here. They all look bearish. That looks like a mini inverted head and shoulder, mini head and shoulder there on top of what we just looked at. Yeah, just looks nasty. 4-hour time frame rejection of the 200 moving average. That's a head and shoulder pattern. You see it, right? Clear as day. Not shorting that is hard for me. It really is. It's almost like, dang, you gotta short that. Take that puppy down, That just looks like the most likely scenario right now. Wow, 279 unless I shave it down. Yeah, I can get a 3-to-1 right there and get to 84.5. That's a shoulder, head, shoulder rejection by the 200. Again, lately every dump, they just reversed it and played with it. But man, that looks like it's going down. I have to be honest. That just doesn't look good to me. Now, I play it as it is, so either we're going sideways or we're taking a nasty dump. Really needed to break back above that 200 moving average. Pull the 21, get the pump. We got rejection of the 200. That happens in bear runs. Just like in bull runs, you bounce off the 200. So, I mean, I have to be honest, like, they're doing a really good job of making me see it just a couple ways, because, like, that monthly hidden bull is weird. Like, I wish I didn't see that at all. I'd be completely bearish. And the 3-day hug in that 200, like, it's still just, there's still just a chance, but it's, man, it's so minute at this point. You can see this thing on, what is this, the 4-hour time frame. Guess you could go down here and say, oh, it's just going to come back down to the bottom of the trend. No, we're fine. It's going to low, higher lows and dig its way on out. Bounce off 88,000, no sweat. But it will be a breakdown of the head and shoulder pattern. But maybe it's just not going to be as bad. You know, wick down there and then we come back to the upside. Could happen. So maybe it's not all doom and gloom, but it definitely looks like some downside here for Bitcoin. Maybe we don't get all the way down to 84, maybe just down there to about 87.5. So right now, off the bat, just what I'm seeing, I mean, overbought, stochastic, curving down. Head and shoulder on the RSI. MACD has lack of bullish momentum completely. This tells me we're going to dump. Smart move is to pull a short here. Stop loss at 92.8, 92.787, 85.5. All right. Just looks like what we should be doing. Again, you do whatever makes you happy. I am not a financial advisor. I will never tell anyone what to do with their money. I'm not going to ever go over your portfolio for you, do any of that. No. I'm just going to teach you technical analysis. That's it. I'm going to teach, you're going to learn, and together we're going to have a blast. Lately, every time they dump, they just pump it right back to the upside. I wouldn't be surprised if we just rip back to where we were this morning. It's been insane. The lower the volume, the crazier it's been getting for Bitcoin. So, and it's funny, everyone buy more, this is it. And then the charts tell me, no, be careful. That's a head and shoulder getting rejected by the 200. So I got to play the charts, right? I don't like to trade Fridays and into the weekend. So it tells me, I don't know, be careful even shorting this, because you never know. They're just like, low volume could just kind of be the demise. At the same time, though, I really stick to what my strategies over and over again. You know, this looked kind of same thing here. Friday came down, they started the right shoulder, and they dumped it into Sunday. So 90,600, Bitcoin struggling, losing the 200 moving average on the 15-minute time frame. It's not a good sign, right? That's bearish. After the giant double bottom pump yesterday too, it's just like, but who cares? Right here, they did this double bottom move, or was it right in there? You'll see. Oh, there it is. Boom. Crazy couple of days. So that's kind of the first thing that I see. I see bearishness for Bitcoin. It looks like it's going lower, and it just dropped like $150 as I said that. Now I feel like I'm chasing the short. It's so crazy, but that's bearish to me. Man. 2 hours now struggling again on that 200 moving average. Remember the 2 hour? It regains it, it pumps. Played here, got back above. The 1 hour lost the 200 too as well. And now you're just kind of in that head and shoulder. I mean, it looks bearish. I see a move somewhere down at least to 90 to 88,400 for Bitcoin. So I see a dump. And it's sad, man. I woke up with this flag, but again, you never know. And Fridays are stop hunty. So thank God I didn't go like 10 grand for 30 grand or something. 280, I think, was my hunt. But nah, man, they've chopped me up. So that's why I like to trade less. See that account? 2 trades, 6 grand. Didn't have to do much more. You see what I'm saying? My other account, just 2 grand. It's just like slight. So the less trading, the better. I find always works out over time. You know, you don't have to be a big shot. You just have to take the shots when the probabilities are the best. Right now, below the 200 moving average, right? Away from the 21. So now you're back to that same idea. You'll flag out, make a bear flag, or continue to dump. If you're, or you'll do some type of reversal pattern. Why won't that Alt-T? Strange. So like now that's the idea. Like it flags out, it dumps further down to 87.9. And then all the way further to the target there at 84.6. So I see more downside for Bitcoin. Almost looks like a giant M2. Just ugly price action. So yeah. And I wish I had caught the short for you right as we had lost the 200, but I was doing top down. We had just jumped on in. And the timing just wasn't perfect on the on it, you know. I didn't jump into the short as fast as I should have. So also, when you have things on your mind, like my daughter and stuff like that, like it might affect your trading. So I'm just being honest. I can trade through anything, though. I remember I sold Pepe the day of my dad's funeral. I was able to sell what I was a local top, take some gains, pay the trader, and not dream. Well, man, God bless my dad. God bless my mom. My mom's birthday's coming up, you know, and it was the anniversary of her passing just a couple weeks back, man. God bless her, man. I love you, Mom. What a great woman she was. Cheers to my mom, Irene Price. Daisy, she went by. May God bless her forever, man. Her and my dad. May they live forever in my heart and in my soul and in my actions, my behavior towards everybody. May you remember my mother and father every single day of my life. Because they were loving, they were kind, and they cared about others. They spread love around. They loved to cheer and a beer. And hey, man, God bless my parents. I miss them more than you would ever know. And you know, when I think about this, I just want my daughter to be healthy. And dear Lord, please take care of my daughter. May her, when we figure out why she's getting reoccurring pneumonia, may we stop it from ever happening again. And may she grow on to live a beautiful, healthy life. Like, please, dear Lord, may this not turn into some other, you know, deeper cause. May we find something. May we move on. Amen. Please help her, man. You know, I never had pneumonia in my life. She's had it twice. She's 4 years old. I don't understand. Why? Why my baby? Give it to me. You know, it's like, as a dad, you want it so bad. Like, take it from me. Like, so the only possible, like, hopium I see here is a bounce here off the bottom of the trend line. Like, we bounce because there's a lot of resistance. There's a lot of support right there. We could get a bounce. You see? So let's show you what that looks like on this here. I see a head and shoulder, an ugly one, nasty, with hard edges. Just, again, flag out that 15-minute. I think that's going to be the key to today as well. Fridays are not my favorite. They're low. They're always low volume. You can get pumps. And again, some of my strategies play out. See, that's the thing. On low volume days, the strategy can play out. Things can play out. But there's just no guarantees that they will play out. You know what I mean? So it just all depends. Yeah, I got babies. I got kids. Man, my life is crazy, man. I'm telling you. Once you have 3 children, you'll never be the same. Yeah. You'll never be the same, man. You'll be like, yep. It's just how it is, you know? So, yeah, you won't live for your, you know, just you anymore. This looks like, to me, I see more dumpage, personally. Like I mean, it looked like an M pattern that's going to take you down. You see this? This is like fake trend line. At least you see you got a lot of chop down here. There's a high volume node. You're going through the gap now. And it's 86,800. Let's take a look at Bookmap. What Bookmap suggests. It's so funny because it still hugs this $95,000. It has never given up on 95K. So crazy. And I'll still take 90,000, but man, it looks like we may be going back into the 89. Every time we have this price action has been just kind of just absolutely brutal, right? At the end of the day, you have to look at this like it's a bear flag. I'm sorry. Why is that? Because you have to trade trend. See, once I started trading for longer periods of time, I started understanding what trend analysis was. Once I knew what trend analysis was, I could figure out like what all my mentors were saying all this time. Because they would be like in a biased manner when I was like, why are they so bearish? Like, why can't they be, you know what I mean? And again, Sam, aren't you open-minded? Anything is possible? Yes. But once you start to trade, you have an edge if you trade the trend. Period. You just do. So like right now, more bearish things are going to play out than bullish things unless Bitcoin can get back above 94K. You can see that the one good thing about a major resistance level is once you break it, it can be a good thing. You see what I mean? Like if we didn't make this such a big deal, then it wouldn't matter. If we just, then we could break back. But because it's been such a big deal to break back above, we get above 94,000, it will change the tune. But Bitcoin just absolutely collapsing as we speak. And shorts in control. We lost the 200 moving average on the 1 minute time frame with an M here. We made a double top right there and just collapsed. Bear flag right here. And there's my descending triangle, right? Bang. That thing just loves to dump in your face. And you're saying, are we going to double bottom or make another descending? Order book is light right now. Price can shoot all the way right back up to where it started. And this is just vicious. Or it can melt away. I mean, don't beat yourself up. You might see a big move one day, like, dang, I should have shorted that. See, the woulda, shoulda, coulda person is going to do that all the time. The more you woulda, coulda, shoulda, the more you woulda, coulda, shoulda. You're going to do whatever you do. Whatever you do, you're going to keep doing more of. Understand that? So how do you break a cycle? See, and then someone says, well, how do I break the cycle then? I talk negative to myself every day. So tomorrow you're going to talk negatively to yourself. It's very likely. If for the last 7 days this week you've spoken negatively to yourself, then there's a good chance for the next week straight you're going to do the same. Now, how do you break that cycle? One day, well, you have to write it. I would write it down. I'd say, tomorrow I'm not going to speak negatively to myself. Or tomorrow I'm going to say one positive thing to myself. Or tomorrow I'm going to say 2, 3, and more. And at breakfast I'm going to say a positive thing. At lunch I'm going to find a positive thing, and at dinner. It might be hard when you might have a hard time finding things to be grateful for at first. But that becomes a good practice and it becomes a habit. Next thing you know, you find so many things to be grateful for. You just pull over the side of the road, see a bunch of birds go by and be like, man, wow, that's beautiful. Unreal. Change your whole thought process. All of a sudden, these simple things that used to just go by as you were, maybe complaining about hot coffee or something. And next thing you know, like those birds went by. Before, it didn't matter to you, but now all of a sudden, every little thing is a miracle. Why? Because the way you've changed your thought process. And if everything's a miracle, won't you think you'll find more opportunities for your business? More opportunities in trading? More opportunities in networking? Of course you will. If you start believing bigger things are around you and even the smaller things are special, then you're going to make things special. You're going to become a special person to be around. People are going to want to invite you to the party. They're going to want to be around you. They're going to want to know who you are. Because they're going to say, that person is in a good mood whenever I see them, spreads positivity and light, and just, always makes it better to be around. I want to be around people like that. Those are the people I seek out. You can find them. You can just tell by being around them. They're going to use the word gratitude without realizing it. It slides off the top of their tongue. I'll meet someone I've never met them in my life. And just finding gratitude today. I know that person's on the right path. They may not be perfect every day, but they're on the right path. That looks like a descending triangle. Wants to continue to dump. I don't know. It looks bearish to me, down to 88,700. Let's see if Bitcoin can hold in this 90,000 area. It loves to come to 90K and just hang out. It's been the liquidation center every single day. They just go after people over and over and over again. It's been amazing. Unreal. So yeah, that looks like it's headed further down. Somewhere to what? I don't know. 88,751 would be my suggested target. It could also just be like some kind of a crazy inverted. It could reverse. I want to see price settle down again. And then throughout the end of the year, you're going to get this. It's a very, December is I just want to, I could tell you it's awesome. Let's trade our butts off and just be a completely irresponsible guru, right? You know what I mean? Or whatever you want to mentor. But let's be honest. Like, I know for a fact that December is a tough month to trade. You need to get that Santa rally, but if you don't, I mean, it can have a lot of nerves. This looks bearish to me right now off the bat. I gotta be honest to you. That looks like a continuation pattern that's going to continue further to the downside. I'm looking at 88,750 for Bitcoin there. And we still got levels all the way down to 75,000 on Bookmap too as well. So key to me too is this: the 3-day losing that 200 moving average. Still above the 2-day moving average. The 200. Still above the 200. It's 200. You can calculate whatever you want. To me, it doesn't matter. People will nitpick you about like the numbers you're using. It's the yellow line on the 3-day chart. Like, to me, it doesn't matter. I use it all the time. However, I use it as like my way too. So some people not even understand what I'm doing. And that's okay. You don't have to explain yourself to everybody. I hope my students, I explain myself to you, but someone will come and look at your system and want to pick it apart without even learning it. And they'll already be kind of dividing you, They're not going to understand. There's no reason they should. Wouldn't make sense, right? Nice double bottom right there. See it? Off 90,000. So now what you do is same story as yesterday. You wait for the 1 hour to make a tweezer bottom. See if the 4 hours closes a green candle next to a red one. If it does, then we'll reverse back up. And we're just in this chop. Just going after longs and shorts, folks. That's it. If you were late, they crushed you. If you're early, Look at this beautiful double bottom on the 1 minute. Again, I did not say I'm jumping into a short, right? It's just Fridays are tough. Maybe if I would make 5 or 6 to 8 trades on a Tuesday or Wednesday, I might make 2 to 3 on a Friday, or maybe none, right? Look at me. I've been doing this for years. You think that double bottom, you think you would have just had the guts to get into, some people probably did. I'm sure there's someone out there that traded that double bottom. Because my students, you guys, the lifers are crazy. You guys are amazing. Like, most of you people are freaking better than me at trading, I'm an old man at this point. You guys are vicious and hungry. You're where I used to be years ago when I had my back against the wall and I had to make it happen, right? Now I have my back against the wall. I got to keep it going. You know what I mean? It's different. I have momentum now on my side, but it's not the same. Shout out to the beautiful people here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Please hit the subscribe button. There's always that, like, people playing games, peeling away here. God bless everybody here on the live. It's funny. I have a thing that shows my subscribers continue to go up, but yet they show the number went down. It doesn't make any sense, man. But God bless you all. It does not matter. I'm here because of God's will and God's will. Look at this double bottom breaking out. Like, it did look like a descender. It didn't look good to me. But you are far away from the 21-day moving average. Now you look for the 5-second. Can it get above the 200 moving average with the 21? Then can the 30-second break to 200? And the same story. And it's just I sound like a broken record, man. They've been dumping the price every single day on the channel, and then they reverse it at one point, but it's been a slower reversal. I don't know, man. To me, it just looks like a mess. Low volume insanity. Just like keep calling it a descending triangle. I don't know. Like, that's just ugly. Trying to retest it off this trend line. Technically, you could say it looks like a retest, but I'd say it's bearish. It's the 30-second chart. I've never done that. I've never really tried to find, sense on a 30-second. We traded the 1 or 5 here and there, but it's rare. Probably using the 30-second, like, I don't know, 20 times, 50 times in my life, maybe. Maybe more than that, but not. It's not regular, is what I'm saying. I'm not like on it all the time. Sometimes I have to use it. Price action will be pumping viciously or dumping viciously. You got to kind of figure out what's happening. I'm bearish right now on Bitcoin, but maybe I'm wrong. But things just don't look amazing. Every time we get any solid footing, we get cut off. So maybe it gets better. I don't know. But what I am happy about is cheaper prices for BTC. Because that's just where the opportunity lies in the long run. And that's what I'm looking for. Shout out to everybody here on the show. Let me jump into the super chats. Let me actually send the stream into the group too. I didn't even do that, but you loyal people are still here. Appreciate you all for being here. And again, man, my daughter's sick. I'm here. My mom died. I'm here. I'm sick. I'm here. Jim Rohn told me that, like, I can't stop doing things. Again, if someone needed me and they were in dire death, I couldn't be here. Right? But, hey, Sam, when my daughter was 3, she had pneumonia multiple times. Doctors misdiagnosed her. I went and saw a pulmonologist on my own. Turned out she had asthma. Just an idea, not saying it's the same. Take care. I know, but why would she have asthma? Like, why does my daughter have asthma? Like, I don't understand that. You know what I mean? Like, what? Like, why was she, you know what I mean? Asthma's never, no one in my family has asthma. I had no asthma, never even heard of asthma. You know what I mean? Like, Irish, like, we were all, like, my grandfather didn't have asthma. My uncle didn't have asthma. My cousins didn't have asthma. My sisters didn't have it. No one I know has asthma. Nobody. My mom's side, my dad's side, nobody. Like, everyone was healthy, Irish, ready to rock. What the heck is asthma? You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand. Like, how does my daughter get asthma? From what? I think it's, the only reason I would think she has asthma from the gosh dang, from being young and being in these, in the air conditioning so much here in Florida. I don't know, man. It doesn't make any sense to me. Someone says preservatives and sugars. Yeah. Do you have cats or animals at home? No. I have asthma, could occur later in the skip generations. I was born with asthma. I'm the only one. God has a plan. You cannot refute his will. You can develop asthma by living close to a highway. That's crazy. Pneumonia can give you asthma from the scar tissue, and the only one in my family with asthma. God will protect your daughter as he does with you. Take care. Thank you. Sam, I had child asthma, grew out of it. Now I have it again because I was a 9/11 first responder. That's crazy. The reason it's a big deal is it might be a tube defect. Don't think it is, but they check to rule it out. If there was putting in food, doctors are business. They are not here to help you. I know. I still work out and take my inhaler. Asthma can be triggered by allergens. All that garbage they put in the food these days. Read the ingredients. I know. I had very bad asthma, Arthur child, very bad allergies. They both been gone for a while as an adult. Thank you for saying that. I hope that happens. Yeah. Sam, pneumonia is airborne pollutant. Amen, right? Thank you for saying that. I'm gonna like go with that and go far on that. Well, everyone, thank you for being here for me today. I feel like sometimes the stream is for you and sometimes the stream is for me, or maybe it's always for all of us. But today the community is awesome. Knowing that I have a group of people here that understand, and I feel blessed. Thank you. Because, man, we're here to make gains. We chase the gains, and, you know, it's all about the gains. I get it. But whenever, like, someone's sick, man, gains kind of feel a little weird. You know, it feels a little shallow to chase money when someone's sick. It just, it's a little weird, you know? Yeah. No, we kept her away from, she has had nothing. That's the thing. She's a pureblood, man. That's why I don't understand. Like, she's supposed to be the healthiest in the game. My brother had asthma and it affected his future a lot, but hey, God's plan, yeah. Did she get into the new house or the old house? She got it in the new house. Yeah. Hot showers all made me feel better when asthma was bad. Cold water always wrecked my lungs. Stay positive and you stay blessed. Thank you. Yeah, my daughter's never had one vax in her life, man. She's vax free. My kids, yeah, we don't do that. I want to stay away from that all, you know, but just, you know, she's clean. She's a pureblood. She has not one. She's never had one. You said it 7 times, man. She's never had one. Yeah. All right, now you're going to be taken off, man. You said it way too many times. Take them out. Come on, man. And you're a member, dude. Come on. Stop doing that. Please. Yeah. Holy basil. Okay. Holy basil. Thank you. Holy basil. Siri, make notes. Pneumonia. Right, pneumonia remedies. Holy basil. Thank you. So yeah, I see dumpage here for BTC. It just looks bearish to me. 88.7. Maybe a stop at 89.8. And it looks like it is going lower. So that's just kind of what I see happening is Bitcoin is going lower. It is what it is. Looks like it's about to break 90,000 and continue to dump in our face. And I had to go to the 1 minute to find consolidation here And there she goes, right? A little bit of bull div now kicking in now on the 1 minute time frame. Just a slight bit of bull div. But is it strong enough to make the inverted head and shoulder to change this? To me, it looks bearish. Yeah. Lower volume. Yeah. God bless you and your family. Positive prayers for health. Try fermented garlic and honey and cloves. We're doing that. We're doing that. We're doing the, frankincense. Yeah. We'll be praying for your daughter. God bless. Thank you so much, man. Shout out to Underground Cryptos, man. We love you. Yeah. Garlic and honey fermented for a couple weeks. Does wonders too. Yes, thank you. We're doing that in the honey. Yeah, go hold that baby girl. We got this, Sam. I love you guys. I was born with it, grown out of it, and was the only one with it in my family that had it. Have 3 kids now. None of them have it. She will win it, Sam. Thank you. Thank you. We're gonna find a way, man. There's no way my daughter's gonna live with that stuff. I'm gonna go. I have to be able to be a knowledge seeker. I have to be able to save her. If I can't save her, and I mean, just, I know she's going to live, but if I can't, I'd love to just rid her of any nonsense. If I can't do it, I feel like a failure. Like, I'm smart enough. I'm focused enough. I can help her. I know I can. It's on me, man. I got to get it done. Like, I got to empower my wife. We got to learn. We got to find a way. I'm going to use my community. You guys are going to help me. And I'm going to win this battle, man, no matter what. Yes, fermented garlic honey. You can outgrow asthma. Not the worst thing, but prayers, Sammy. Yep. Practice deep breathing. It does miracles. Thank you. And shout out to someone who just gifted 20 memberships. BTC Bill, you didn't have to do that, but you did. That's unbelievable. We got the mullen leaf, too. Thank you so much. We have mullen leaf. Thank you, Bellico X. I appreciate you saying that. Yeah, we haven't let her go in the swimming pool in like 2 months. Since her last asthma, we didn't let her go. I got the recipe for you, Adam. Reach out. Interesting. Can you look at Solana? Yes, we'll look at Sol. So there, Bitcoin stopping at my first level there, 89,800 with some bull div, oversold. Can it get the bounce? This would then give you a reversal pattern of an inverted head and shoulder, kind of a complex inverted though. Hey, there's a chance. So we dumped, we basically dumped the base of this, which is kind of what you're looking for on the 1 minute. Okay, and now we're where we're at. So, Sammy the Goat, dang, he dumped. Yeah, good for you guys, Sammy. My wife and I didn't know better, but we have stopped all the shot for them. Stop the shot for them, when your boys. Yeah, God bless you, bro. Thank you. I feel your pain, Sammy. I do, boys, but you'll be a good brother. My kid has autism and sucks. We had to learn to deal with it. Amen, man. I'm so sorry to hear that, man. Hey, man. There's finding ways, though. There's some ways they say they're helping. So I watched a woman whose kid had it, and she detoxed him from heavy metals somehow. And slowly he came back. I watched the video. It was amazing to see this kid. A beautiful kid, ready to go. Shots, unresponsive. She somehow detoxed him, changed his whole life, man. Next thing you know, this video made me cry, man. I'd never seen it before, so. Yeah. I caught pneumonia around 7. Had to go to the emergency room. Got diagnosed with asthma shortly after. Used an inhaler for a couple years, but did grow out of it. Praying for your daughter. Thank you. White horehound plant, bro. It's the best. God bless. Someone also told me. Yeah. Thank you. Let me copy. Yeah. Siri, find the pneumonia notes at white. Add white horehound to it. White whorehound. Open up notes. Find the pneumonia. Add white whorehound. Okay. I have a 14-year-old autistic daughter. She's super smart but very anxious. God bless you all who deal with, just the differences of life and still, you're great parents, and I'm sure you go through so much. I'm just going through pneumonia, and other people go through what you wouldn't believe. I remember there was I went to a water park like 2 or 3 years. I think it was like 2.5 years ago now. And I see this kid and he's like, I can tell he's all over the place. Right when I get there, I see him. And I was like, oh, that must be so hard for that woman. Knowing I have no idea I'm going to eventually meet this kid and his mom, right? When I see it, I don't think anything about it. 2 hours later, I'm getting up onto a slide and she's there trying to struggle up the stairs. And it's obviously like very hard for him. He's like moving all around and And no one's there. Like, no one's going to do it. And, like, I can hear God being like, you're going to sit there and let her struggle? And I was like, no. So I was like, I grab her and I'm like, and I said, can I help? You know, of course she needs help. She's begging for help. You can tell. She needs help, man. You know when someone needs help. Every one of us knows when someone needs help. Not everybody goes and actually gives that person help, though. So I grabbed this kid's hand and he's like shaking all over the place. And she's like, he's 9. She's like 11 or 10. He's like, but around 9 or 6 or 7, he had a degenerative brain disease. And like, as he gets older, he just loses more and more of his functions. It's so hard to see him drift away, my baby boy, you know. So I held his hand and I like went all the way up the stairs with him. And we got to the ride and he's all shaking. And the ride was a big tube, you know, and he's all shaking around. And like, it doesn't look like he can get on the ride. And it looks really sketchy. It looks like he's going to fall off and it's where we're going to go in a big tunnel. And I grabbed this kid, dude, and I have to kind of restrain him without his mom even kind of realizing, you know, and like hold him a little tighter than I should and like kind of hide it that like I can maintain him. And I look at the guy and I'm like, he's getting on the ride. And I don't know why. Like, I acted like I was going to like go crazy if he didn't get on the ride. I don't know, man. It's like something came over me. Like he was my kid or something. And like, I was willing to get kicked out of that park for this kid, you know, like, and we got him on the tube. And she said, I know he's crazy now. She's like, but once the tube moves, it calms him down. She's like, I know you don't believe me, but we just got to get started. And I'm like, and somehow they let us go. I don't even know how. It was so insane. And I ride the tube with them. That moment sits with me for the rest of my life, you know. And damn, I don't want to get emotional today. I really want to fight through it. That moment sits with me for the rest of my life, though, because, and I'm giving you the short right now. I just want to make that clear. Like, I may be talking about something else, but I'm on point. I'm giving you a bear flag on the 1 minute. I'm giving you the target. We made it through the first target. Looks like it's headed down to 88,692. I was a little late on it, but I still got you an entry there. 21-day moving average. We could get a bounce. They're stretching the divergence, but man, we'll see. I see more bearishness. It kind of looks like a liquidation event here. So anyway, so whenever I have a pain or something goes wrong in my life, like I always think back to that woman and her struggles and all the struggles of life that are just far way further than anything I've ever had to imagine. You know, me sitting here on YouTube with a mic in my face, playing with the charts. You know what I mean? Like, how blessed am I? So all my kids are healthy so far, you know, not like, you know, on the bigger scheme so far. We hope everything goes well. We continue to pray and hope, you know, but this little bump in the road for us makes me realize like how many people are struggling way worse than me, and all the ups, the pains and all the ups and downs that people go through in life. And you know, and I'm just so thankful for what I do have and how the health that we do have, and may we continue. And I don't want to take advantage of it, you know. So God bless you all. Can we get the bounce here for BTC? 89,650 is the idea. Can we get the bounce? That's what we're looking for. Okay. But to me, it looks more bear flag-esque. Like it might just either dump or can make another flag, which we'll want to dump again. Trend seems to be your friend if you're bearish, right? Further to the downside for BTC. 88,700 and flowing. Every single time we get the bounce back up, we get the bounce back down. It's the never-ending accordion. But at the end of the day, it seems to be lower highs, right? So like that 94K now is like a no-go zone. It's like a touch grass, man. You know, this market will make you, this week would have made you an old man. I'm getting gray hairs. I swear, I have a feeling it's because of this market. This market's giving me gray hairs. I'm telling you right now. It's graying me out. Like I had no gray hairs 2 years ago. And then the last 2 years, like you know, the alts, the whole, yeah, man, it's grayed me out. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was going to happen no matter how great my life was. It's just, you know, how it is. But man, I have a feeling it's been draining me, man. This market has been very, very, very hard. In our thoughts, Sam, sending love your way. Thank you. Garlic, ginger, eucalyptus oil, and cayenne pepper and honey. That combo is amazing. I know, right? Yesterday went to 89.4, then pumped all the way to 93.5. I know, crazy, right? I'm in a short $100, but gotta start somewhere. Hey, man, that's better than 90% of the world. Remember, people are getting liquidated and losing tons of money. $100 is amazing. People put that down. That's $3,000 a month, man. Am I wrong here? That's 30 times $100. 10 times is 1,000. That's a lot of money, dude. How do the people downplay $100 a day? That's huge. Because if you can do that, you can amass a little nest egg. And if you can amass a nest egg, you can begin to push. Then you can start by 6-7 months from then. The compounding nature, it should be 110, 120, 130. Heck, man, you know what I'm saying? That means you have a strategy or a system in place. To me, making $100 a day, and again, it may have been your first. You're like, hey, I'm not on a streak yet here. I get it, but don't downplay any gain. $20 a day, $50 a day, man. And I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm just going over the math and the probabilities of life. And if you're trading, man, just look for a pause, something you can do more than once. If you can do it more than once, keep doing it. Period. You know what I mean? Exactly. On the hour, this is the note. Yeah, Sam, I healed my son from having constant pneumonia and asthma. Interesting. See, and I knew, remember, you always came to my stream and you were like, I love you, man. I'm connected. And then you have this story. Please email cryptolifers@gmail. Can you just detail what you did? Guide us through. Email cryptolifers@gmail and just title it pneumonia. My wife is going to read all of them. It won't be the first time the community has reached out and helped us in many ways. Right? I'm barely paying the bills at the moment. Yeah, fighting spiritual battles and help. Be grateful for whatever you have. Amen. Amen. Yeah. Thanks to you, Sammy. One day I'll pay it forward. Hey, man, you're a hero. I'm nothing compared to you. Like, you're dealing with a child with autism. Like, I am nothing compared to you. Like, you, my friend, are a real hero. I'm just a freaking guy online. You know, what you go through and what you do every day, I couldn't imagine. So, like, to me, when you say thank you to me, man, you're a hero, Bitcoin tutor. I'm a nobody to you, man. I'm serious. Like, my biggest fear is going through what you're going through. Like, that was one of my biggest fears in life. Like, you know, and you're going through it head on. So, wow. You know, that goes to anyone who has an autistic child. And I know there's different levels. Some are very difficult. Some are actually able to learn and grow. Some are like encapsulated. It feels like they're stuck. I've watched too many of those documentaries. They've really, oh my gosh, they get me. You know, I'm an empath, man. I can feel other people's pain right through my heart, my soul. Like, it takes over. It's hard for me to breathe sometimes when I see pain other people are going through. Like, I can feel it as if the pain is mine, you know? And, man, we live it's tough out here. We educate ourselves. We find the answers. That's the best thing we can do for our loved ones and our family and friends, you know? Yes, it is. Can bother the darkest days as well. Yeah. When I started the 99, my goal was 120 a week. Almost 500 a month. Nice extra spending money. Thank you, Sam and Master Friend. That's amazing, man. I have helped my family with autism. We found the root cause of it. Interesting. Retesting that 3-day 200 EMA again. Sketchy. Just got goosebumps. Shout out to you, man. Thank you. Stay strong. Thank you. Glyphosate induced pneumonia, Sam. Interesting. You guys are giving me a lot of tips that I would never have thought about. All right. Exposure has been associated with various respiratory conditions, including acute pulmonary edema and severe lung injury. Although direct evidence is linked to pneumonia is limited, a case reported a 35-year-old male farmer who developed from a glyphosate herbicide, which is rare, but wow, interesting. Not conclusive yet, but you know. I have asthma from 4 years and I'm 32 now. Very happy, no problems. Interesting. Stay hard. God bless you. The Stokes on each time frames are giving me mixed signals. Yeah, I mean, the Stokes can do that. That's why it's good to use support or resistance. and just moving average, and just at the end of the day, patterns, man. Like, you know, like that didn't look good. This is attempting an inverted head and shoulder now. Look, shoulder, head, right shoulder on the 1 minute time frame. But you're going to see as we get lower volume, it's going to be harder and harder to create solid patterns even on the 1 minute. It's just going to get sketchier and sketchier. There's an inverted on the 30 second. I mean, and then again, if you're bullish, that's supposed to break out at least to that POC back to 90,004. If you're bearish, you're going to squiggle and then you're going to dip on over. The key is someone will take a shot, someone won't. Depends on who you are and if you like the risk. Simple. Trading is that simple. Like, do you want to take a short here with a stop above here? Or do you want to do nothing? Or do you want to go for the long? You know what I mean? It's like, someone's going to be right, someone's going to be wrong. Right now, the odds are that this inverted will break out to 90,004. It has a 68% chance. When there's low volume though, man, patterns don't play out when you don't have a lot of people participating. See, in the other way, we'd have a lot of people kind of see this double top. They'd see this as a double top and they'd short it with a stop loss up here. They wouldn't be able to see the shoulder, head, right shoulder. I believe that's what a head and shoulder is. It's people that can only see the double top. But see, we see the inverted head and shoulder, right? So then they all short it, which gives and that's what pushes this to the upside. Also has some double bottom vibes in a way, right? And there's the cup and the handle that we always talk about. That's where we get the reversal. Seems like every time we go to, the low 88.9, 88.8, we bounce back to 90,004. This has been a reoccurring theme now, over and over again. It's been insane. If this channel fills out, it'll kind of end that and we'll dump back down to 88.7. So again, I'm not trying to tell you I know what's going to happen. And on a day with more volume, I take advantage of these moves. On a light volume day, I'm just going to look like a fool. I'm like to get stopped out and not look good. So why do I do that? So I don't trade on days where I'm likely not to look amazing. Okay? I could just take ways like, but take the right shoulder, Sam, and show them how it plays out. It probably will pump. We did identify our first real reversal pattern. Will it play out? We don't know. Bitcoin's still hugging the $95,000 red zone as if it's like never going to give up there. But again, just because it's there doesn't mean we go there. Yeah, have you ever noticed that the majority of a move for New York is done around 11:30? Yeah, every time. 100%. I don't know if I'm hallucinating, but it seems like we get it at extreme. Oh, 100%, man. Yes, why? Every time I'm live, between 10 and 11:30, we get the move for Bitcoin. Like 80% of the time. Sending you healing energy, my love and gratitude. God bless you, man. Thank you. And I can't wait to hear what you have to say. Send us that email. Give us your information. Maybe we can get on a Zoom. No emotion, stay strong, man. Praying for your family. Thank you. God bless everyone. Prayers and intentions today on the Feast of Our Lady of Guadalupe. God bless you, man. Thank you. Shout out to my man, Omar. Because Bitcoin's in a more bearish tone, I'm assuming more bearishness. You see? But anything can happen. I'm not trading it because I don't trust price action. Period. And I know it could go either way, and I know even my probabilities are shaved. Probably a 50-50 shot on every trade I take instead of like a 90 or 80. So it takes away some of my edge that I've worked so hard to make, and then I'm going to lose more capital. So it doesn't make sense for me to push myself into times when the trading isn't amazing, right? So mathematically, it doesn't make sense. It is finally some type of like, can we stop the pain here? But I don't know, man. Taking a break from the chat asylum too, bro. Yeah, I don't know what that means. Sending you my healing energy. Much love, brother. God bless everyone's prayers and intentions on the Feast of Our Lady. Thank you. Oh, we have a lot of super chats here. Hold on. DHMAA has a $5 super chat. He says, if the stop you want is below your liquidation price, if the stop you want is below, do you adjust the leverage down or look for a different entry? Yeah, I bring the leverage down. Like if I'm at 20, I bring it down to 15, try it again. Bring it down to 12, try it again, until eventually the stop is, I'd say like, depending if it's a big position, the stop should be way away from the liquidation. If it's a decent position, they can be somewhat close. Because I'm like, all right, I'm willing to give up most of that anyways. You know what I mean? Like if it's $300 liquidation, My stop loss is 180, 210. All right. But it's got to be small, right? Heavenly Father, I pray for your divine protection over the baby lifer each and every day. Please surround her with your angels, guard her heart and mind, and keep her safe from all harm. Amen. Thank you so much, Vegas Claw. God bless you, man. Live prayer right there. Grok says, if it's the same lobe each time, it's a systematic. If it's a different area of the lung, it's from something external. Did list pool chemicals. Yeah. It can be caused from mold. Yeah. Hey, Sam, when my daughter was 3, she had pneumonia multiple times. Doctor misdiagnosed, and I went over and saw pulmonary on my own and found out she had asthma. Just an idea, not saying the same. Take care. Thank you. She was 3, now 10, and her asthma is better and playing soccer. Wow, thank you so much for telling me that. I want to make sure my daughter is okay. Sam, my son got 3 sinus infections and pneumonia once he started swim team. Never had anything until we joined swim team. After he was hospitalized with pneumonia, we quit swim team, and he hasn't had anything since then. 100%, man. I really believe there's something in these pools. Yeah, she could be getting it from the swimming pool. I believe so. I got the recipe from your Adam. Reach out. Get the allergy test blood work for mold. I live in high humidity apartment, and my son had reoccurring bronchial infections caused by Alpergillus. Yeah. Interesting. Me Bitcoins. Shout out to my man, Grandmaster Friend. Sending you my healing energy. Much love and gratitude. Thank you. Wow, look at this. All the super chats that came in today were for my daughter, man. Thank you so much, everyone. That's a real community. May God bless you all, and may God bless you all. Thank you. May God shine light on everybody here who sends love to me and my family, man. Thank you. Okay. Let's take a look here in 24 hours. Mantle actually getting a little bit of a move. 17% in 7 days, 8% in 24 hours. Some looked into the DeFi section, and Sky also have been on my radar for the last year and a half, but it's been quiet, man. Bitcoin Cash has been holding its own, up 3% in 24 hours. It's definitely something. And Zcash up 21% in 7 days. Solana holding 130 no matter what, which has been crazy, no matter what Bitcoin does. And just a lot of up and down price action. Cake staying above that 210, 215 area too, which to me is interesting. So I have a list of coins that I'm going to go after. The second Bitcoin gives me a sign that it's not going to tank beyond all measure, but until then I sit sideways, and I sit stacking capital too as well, because there's just no reason to go hard, in my humble opinion, until I see a good move. There are some still coins that look interesting, all right, and it's not all bad out there, but I'm not going to be overly I'm not going to just be overly crazily risk tolerant. Not pushing myself. Zora, still on the radar. I would always keep that on. Let's take a look here at the trending coins in the last week here. So have Zoida Stater back in there. DeFi. Veda, never heard of it. I would write that down. I've never heard of Veda. That's new to me. Solana, TBTC. Ethereum, First Digital USD. That's interesting. That's coming around. Rain. I like Rain, actually. Chainlink's back out there. A lot of, movement with institutions, ETFs. Jensen, which is AI, and then AI bubble comes. I think Jensen could be hot. I would write that down. Almanac, I just like that. That's interesting, right? We know the World Almanac and the Almanac, just a cool, interesting idea. Funny. Humidify, right? We found that was like a DEX on Solana. They're trying to say it was the most volatile. I mean, come on, that's crazy. But it, that wet. Still doesn't look amazing. We looked at the TA. It wasn't too hot yesterday. But just, I just want to keep you privy to what's new and what's happening. Midnight, of course, coming out there too as well. Monad was new, but I feel like it was in, Rainbow was on the radar. All Scale. Super Form. Power Protocol. Power. What is Power Protocol? And so every day I'm just adding, wow, this thing has jumped from 10 cents all the way to 30. But now look, it does look like it could be dumping with BTC. And that's the thing too. Bitcoin slumps over and everything's going to slump for the day. It's just so whack, man. It's like a few coins will pump, but everything else is just going to kind of slop over with BTC. But yeah, I would write some of that stuff down, man. I would write down Veda, VEDA. Okay, I would do some research on that. Humidified, keep on the radar just because it's Solana. Almanac new. Rails. A lot of talk about, I hear this kind of around the radar. And interesting, that thing doesn't look good on the chart. So, yeah, looks like a ruggery. Anyway, who knows? But what I do is I do research. I find out what the coin is, try to know a little bit more about it, add it to the research pile, throw some TA on it. If it looks good, I keep it around. If not, I walk so far away, right? You see the markets. You can just tell if it's in a market that we trade. MEXC power right there. But you can see the volume very low. 5.6 million on BitCat. That's where most of the volume is going to be lying there for power, right? So, very low on the other exchanges. And some things will pump on one exchange with one bit of volume too. Just be careful, all right? And don't feel like you have to. When you feel like you have to do anything in trading, you're probably going to lose. If you don't have a model that you're like, okay, I've researched this. I got a humble idea. I'm going to risk this for that. And I'm going to add it to a bigger P&L. I know it may not be the biggest winner, but it may not be my biggest loser. But I'm going to add it to my win rate or my losing, and I'm going to go for it. And I'm going to learn from whatever happens, and I'm going to continue to grow as a trader. And that to me, that's like every trade. It should be like, oh, this is the one that's going to make me or break me. I've seen this before where it's like one left shoulder and just multiple right shoulders to the upside. That can happen. We get it. We did finally plug the hole. I mean, at one point we stopped the pain. Back at 90,000. See, this is what I like. See, this is the funny thing is if I do see my model on the 1 minute, but look, we have such a ways to go on the 1 minute time frame. But hey, this could be the reversal back today. I mean, it's been that type of. This price action has been insane. It'll drive you nuts if you don't go for a bike ride, walk away once in a while. I still feel that you have to see. I don't mind being wrong in front of you guys and have everyone laugh at me when I assume it has to go down because we're in a downtrend. Break the trend. So like the real smart trader does not long this until you break at least above here. Then you flag out. For me, I found it's even better to wait for the 200. Okay? That's just me. Like you don't have to be as crazy, you don't have to be I might take 2 hours to park my car. It might take you 5 minutes. You know what I mean? I might want to be really precise, look at every camera angle, just really, you know what I mean? I'm just, I'm making a funny joke about it, but that's the one thing that I'm talking about here. So when I go over like real precise parts of trading, I'm talking about being extremely anal about every little detail and trying to fine tune the entry. You don't always have to be as insane as me, and you still might make the game. Like, let me explain something. Like, I might go to the 30-second or the 5, wait for the 5 to break above a 200. Look, we did this the other day. Remember this? We called out this 5-second. This is the model here. It should play out. Let's see what it does. This should play out. By my years of doing this, right? If we have the right amount of volume, if this is like, but you're touching the 21 above the 200, you're flagging out, you should be able to get a pump here. Now, if you lose this 200 again, and if even the 5-second can't get the move, then you're dumping. Even the 5-second can tell you what the 1 minute's going to do if you want to trade the 1 minute. But, by what I've studied and gone over, this should go to the target. There's a 90% chance we should see 90,355 on the 5-second chart. Why? Because we flagged out on the 21 above the 200. We got a golden cross. That creates a pump. Like I've studied this over on all the assets in my life. Like this is supposed to go up. If it doesn't, I'm like, whoa. You sharmut. What did he just say? Oh my gosh. I'm watching too much of that guy. He's so funny, man. Hey baby, what are you talking about over? Can you believe this guy? He's a cockroach. I can't even say what he says, right? Look, I mean, there it goes, though, doing exactly what it's supposed to. So this is basically what I do on every time frame in my life. It's so boring. I guess it kind of puts me into like, but if you were to, here lies Sam Price. He bought the 21 above the 200 and he brought his family to Valhalla, right? It's just crazy. He led many, many people to greatness. They learned his trading style. They hit the gains. They hit the targets. It played out like it was supposed to. How? He dove in deep. He spent years of his life staring at these little candles until he found something. There is a gem if you scuba dive, right? Like if you go deep dive and scuba dive, you're going to find what others can't, right? And the deeper you go, the longer you stay underwater, the more odds you're going to find something that they didn't see before, right? the more and so I've been deep diving these charts like Scuba Steve, man. You know what I mean? Call me Scuba Sam. Bloop, bloop, bloop. You get that? I'm gonna come on the show with a big and look at the target getting snailed. And look, it made another flag for you in case you didn't know, because the rising wedge breaks to the upside, and then it has a very large, that has a triggered move. Look how we can find out what they're going to do to price action on the small time frames based off my strategies. That was a flag. Look, and it's also a cup. There's the cup. It's a designed cup and handle. You see it? There's the Sammy cup and handy that breaks out. There's the cup and handle. It's insane. So you can find this on now we are so deep, it's insane. Like you won't on the 3-minute chart, we are so far gone that you could never even know what just happened there. We just took a microscope and went into the 5-second chart. Insanity, right? And we were able to divulge and find out. So this is kind of like, it's very crazy, right? But it's the law of infinity. I'm gonna go to a meta on you, but it's the same idea that like you take a microscope. Funny, I'll draw like the worst. I wonder if I could draw a microscope real quick. It has a circle here, right? Which is like the platelet. Then it comes up. Has like a stand. Then it comes up, right? And then you go here. And it's got like an arm. And then like slanted, it will have like a circular bearing. And then here we'll have the eyepiece. But here we'll have like different eyepieces coming out. Right? The worst, right? And you can slant between these. One is like 100, 400, 500. And then you're looking at the platelet, right? And then you're looking in, right? With your eyeball. The worst. And you're smiling because you're loving what you're seeing. All right? Anyway, so the idea behind this is, okay, that when you're trading, you're using a microscope. And what do I mean? Well, let's take a look. The 1-minute chart. And this is your 1-minute candle, right? But when you zoom into it, you can find like all these tiny patterns on the 1 second, right? There's 60 candles in the 1 minute. I mean, then we go to the 30 second, and if we go to the 30 second, there's 120 candles in the 1 minute. All right. Now, if there's 60 candles at the, I'm so off. That's the 1 second chart. There's 60 candles in the 1 second, right? On the 30 second, there's 2 candles in the 1 minute chart. So sorry. And on the 5 second chart, there's 20. Let's go. Yeah, there's 12 candles. Yeah, 12 times 5 is 60, right? 60 seconds is a minute. So 12 candles in 1 minute time frame. So look, there's 1 minute right there. There's 2 minutes. You learn so much about price action, and so by using the microscope of time, look, there's bearish divergence on the 5. The RSI swings. It's almost like weird. So what's creepy about this idea is if you zoomed into the millisecond, would you see it? Yes. If you zoomed into the multi-millisecond, would you? I don't know what you call the next one, the tricillosecond. I mean, what would you call a second divided by, we know a millisecond. And then was it I want to call it a hectomillisecond or something. But my whole point is if we zoomed into places we could never see, would this ever end? And it tells me that it may not. And that really freaks me out because I'm like, whoa, when does it end then? How deep could we go into time before it stops? Almost never, right? You could say we could divide this 1 second into 10, and couldn't we divide whatever that number is into 10, and into 10, and into 10, and into 10? And wouldn't we keep seeing candles into no end? So can't you see how trading takes you into the deep abyss of space and time? Don't you understand how you're actually dabbling with quantum theory when you trade? It's so insane what's really going on here. Like, this is why my strategies, tips, and tricks are different than anything you ever see on the internet, because they don't come from the same philosophies as everybody else. They come from such a different place. And that way you can make associations and see things that other people can't. And hopefully when they go after the masses, we can sidestep it, not every time, but some, more than most people. And we can kind of see things exactly for what they are, right? Interesting, right? That was just, look at all we've done. Now, does that mean it's, and again, time frames are time frames. Like what happened on that small time frame doesn't make it, and look, then you go to this. Are you making just a bigger descending triangle? And to me, I just see more, I see more bearishness for Bitcoin. Really haven't changed my tune here. I'd love it. I'd love a beautiful reversal. A bounce here is very important now. I mean, that was your resistance. You come back down, you're likely just filling out the descending triangle. Down to 88,400. 90K again for BTC. We've been at basically 90K now. And anytime you kind of look at the price action, 89,950, 89, for a long time. Yeah, I mean, a zoom would be great, man. Bless you, your little one, Sam. Can you look at light? Prayers. Thank you, So Flowers. God bless you. Let's take a look at light. So Bitcoin bearish there. Is that BitLab? BitLight? It was cool till it wasn't, though. It took a beat down. You know what I'm saying? I think it's just too speculative, too new. I'd stay away. I wanted to dabble, but I because the market isn't ripe, new coins really struggle. What they do, this is what I found. When the market's really not good, like 100 coins will come out every couple of weeks, or different coins will come out. And like 2 or 3 will have this massive run up just because people will pick on them because the market's kind of boring and it's low volume, and those coins will go up and people will think it's awesome. And then a lot of people will say, oh, the market's coming back. They'll read one thing about alt season and then they'll just see one of these and then they'll start getting here and they'll all get wrecked. You know what I mean? Or they'll jump into any little pump thinking that's the beginning of something. And it's kind of just a sucker's game. So be careful playing with these altcoins in this time. I'm telling you right now, it's not. Alt season means there's so many other people in the market, you can speculate on altcoins and not lose as much money, man. That's really what alt season means. Alts are highly speculative and highly, highly risky. You need a lot of people to play to make money. I talk about this. Alt season, trading alts is like swimming across a shark-filled water. So let's say there's like a bay and it's this big. We know how big it is. You got to get in the water. You got to swim over here. Now, it's the best tasting fruit on the other side that you can, which makes you live an extra 20 years. Or, every time you eat one. So you can almost live like, it's amazing. But you can only swim once and you got to eat the fruit. And then you got to, So the point is there's tons of sharks out here. They're everywhere, right? And they're coming to get you. Now, on Tuesday and Wednesday, there's millions of people swimming in here. And all you have to do is be smarter than them and know what not to do. And don't move. Don't splash as much. Make it over here. Make it over there, right? And you basically find your way over. You eat the fruit. They all get eaten alive, right? Because they're greedier. They make moves. They try to do things, You've done this so many times. You've been eaten alive so many times, in, basically like trading. You've been liquidated that you're able to circumvent these waters more than they are. Right? Now, when you get to Thursday and Friday and the weekends, nobody's out here and you're the only one. And the odds of you getting eaten just become higher and higher and higher. And I think traders don't understand that. Their portfolios are down, their P&Ls are down, and they're like, well, they look at majority of their trades are on Tuesday, or on Mondays, Sundays, and Saturdays. If most of your trades are on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, the odds of you winning are lower than the odds of someone who just trades Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday morning, and leaves the market alone. Monday night through Thursday morning. I found Monday night through Thursday morning will be the more rewarding time and the direction, whatever gets picked for some reason, specifically the second week of the month too. And if you start getting better at what weeks in the month create the movement, so you get into the macro and micro cycles of movement and price action and liquidity, and then you start adding that to your decision-making process, you're going to basically raise your probability rate. It's just, there's no way you don't, unless you do something really stupid. You know what I mean? And you just trade emotionally over and over again. If you stick to a plan there, I just don't see how you don't raise the probability rate. Right, now we got some liquidations at 90,050, which is weird. But there's a little red popping in now, kind of giving us some copium here for Bitcoin. I still see it in like a decenter. It looks ugly. Or maybe it makes, now I see, look, shoulder, head, shoulder, I'm looking for 88,400 for Bitcoin to continue down. BTC. Doesn't look like it's going to head higher to me, but I could be wrong. But that's kind of what I see happening for Bitcoin. 89.9 right now. Bless your little one, Sam. Can you look at light? Yeah, we did look at light. God bless you. Thank you. And don't worry, everyone, feel okay to ask for a super chat. You don't have to send in something for my I understand. Everyone else, then you feel kind of like, I'd feel a little weird. Like, hey, can I get a super chat? But I want to just blow the air out there. I'm here to service you. You're here for a business. Like you walked into my place of business. We, say we were a convenience store. Yeah, you might know my daughter's sick, but that doesn't mean you can't ask where the milk is. Or, hey, could you help me with the bread, right? We run a business. You're here to run the business. You can definitely ask for a super chat. Don't feel like you have. I just want to make that clear. I don't feel like you have to mention my daughter. Have to say thank you. No, and to the people that did it, I don't think you did that. That's not the reason. You did it out of the kindness of your heart. But I just want to break the ice there and just let everyone know I'm cool, man. Send it out. She's not, I don't even want to say, but it's not, that thing. I don't even say, but it's not even close. She's healthy. She's just a little down right now, but she's all right. She just needs extra daddy's love. That's all. Follow me on x.com. I'd greatly appreciate it. Pushing out content all the time. Just fun stuff, editing, doing more stuff too, and always just pushing bright light and positivity. Jump on into X to find out more, man. All right? We're here every single day. Gratitude, love, and light for everyone out there. Blessings on blessings. FOMC, Thursday, unemployment claims came in yesterday. Look at that. They were higher than expected, which was bearish. But that puts pressure to cut the rates yet again. You know what I'm saying? It's like, well, if unemployment's higher, people need to borrow more money. They can expand. They can, But then the dollar, it's there. I told you they're in a rock and a hard place. He's going to leave. I don't see them ever getting to their actual goals. And I don't want to be rude. I'm not trying to like undermine the Fed. I've done the math enough, and it just doesn't make any sense. Right? You print more money, you devalue the dollar. You don't print more money, you create a serious situation, basically, because what happens then is there's still not enough money out there. More and more people need the dollar, can't access it. It's kind of strange. So you need more dollars in circulation, but at the same time, the more you print, the lower you lower the value of it. But and then the more, if you basically lower the interest rates, you create more borrowing, which creates more money in circulation. If you raise the interest rates, you tighten the market and more people are unemployed and businesses can't expand. And this was foretold to me by people who understood economics like 10, 12 years ago. And they told me that this was going to happen and that the Fed was eventually going to have to balloon money and eventually they were going to print hyperinflation. And so you better get yourself into, art, classic cars, whatever you can that basically is in scarcity and holds its value. Seriously. Right? I'm just, and again, you do whatever makes you happy. This is what was told to me. I'm just repeating like kind of what I, get yourself in the, land, right? Buy real assets. And yeah. So look at this. It just lost the trend line. I see this dumping further down. And look, there's a point of control right there on the smaller time frame. There's a gap right there in the VRVP. And we did look. It all starts when you lose the 200. It all starts when you gain the 200. Yesterday, the 1 minute gained the 200, huge pump. Here we lost the 200, huge dump. But people say it's all noise. But look at how the move started. When we lost the 200 moving average on the 1 minute time frame. After a lot of pickleball, though. I mean, we lost it, got it, lost it, got it, lost it, got it. How would you know the difference between this, that, and that? That's why I use the bigger time frame. At that point, you use like the 7 minute or the 5 minute 200. Don't just use the 1 minute. Once you lose that, then you confirm. You will lose a little move. Every once in a while, I've used the 1 minute and I've won. But that's why I wait for the 21 to touch too. Here, had you waited for the 21, you never would have been able to really make the move though. You would have, It looks like it's still dumping even further down as we speak. And look, it is dumping. So we've been spot on again. If you came to this channel, I'm not saying we called the perfect short at the perfect time, but you could, my indications that I teach my students did say that there was a dump coming with high probability. And look, so far it's happening, And there was even a chance of a reversal, but it didn't look strong to me and it didn't look likely. So it looks like it was likely going to take its dump. That's just that's the facts. Yeah. If you want to learn what I learn, I do teach this the last Saturday of every month. Hit the QR code to find out more. It's the most affordable premium class in the game. No one offers their time like I do in the space. They just don't. They package it up, sell it. Right now, I probably could make way more money charging for a $1,500 course, packaging it and selling it. And maybe I will do it one day. I'm not saying I'm not going to sell my knowledge. I think it's amazing what I have. And I think it's highly, highly valuable because I spent years, putting it together. But man, jump on in today, but while you still can. I mean, this is probably the best you'll ever get it. So that's information that's going to, follow you for the rest of your life, man. So invest in yourself, hit the QR code today. There's a bunch of things you can spend $150 on. Knowledge is the greatest thing because you're investing in you. Like, you can take that knowledge with you for the rest of your life. And instead of just a coat that you could stay in or eventually leave, or whatever it is, beers that you drink, food that you eat, you know, not saying everything we do is a waste, but of all the things I did in my life, knowledge continued to pay me, right? Thank God for the courses I took. Thank God for the Discord that I joined. If I never joined that Discord, I never would be here right now. Period. There's no way. I had a great mentor who taught me how to stay sharp every single day, who taught me how to push myself, who taught me how to dream big, who taught me how to go after huge goals, create goals. With him and Jim Rohn by my side, I cut off all the negative people and continued to grind. I found my way no matter what, and if I can find my way, so can you. I struggled so long. They told me I had ADHD. They told me I had bipolar. They told me I was depressed. They told me I listened to everybody else but myself, man, and my soul. And when I got back to working out, got back to grounding myself, finding my soul, finding who I was, connecting to God. Isn't it funny that once I started working out and cleansing my mind, I got closer to God? Working out made me closer to God. Like, it went hand in hand because I felt good about my body, which I was given. So I was grateful for my body, right? All this gratitude came. And then, you know, when I wake up in the morning, thank you, dear Lord, for my legs that I may walk to the bathroom. Someone's going to wake up. You know, lately, for whatever reason, the Instagram algorithm, late at night, I study it because I've been, like, you know, working on growing my Instagram, working on editing videos and making stuff happen. And I've been watching Instagram and studying it. And I see people that are deformed, that still live their life. That's kind of like a growing trend. Like, you know, a guy with tiny arms, yet he cooks food for himself. And it's hard to watch sometimes. And I'm like, dang. And then I sit there and I go to bed and I look at my hands and my life and I say, I am so blessed. You know, forget the money, forget everything else. Like, I have my hands and my legs, man. We just start putting ourselves through all these other thoughts and we diminish miracles that we possess now. You know, right now we all possess miracles. If everyone here has your hands and legs, man, wow. Like, there's people that wake up without those. Their struggle is real the second they open their eyes. You know what I mean? And it's already a different kind of, and for us, like, we're already mobile. So no complaining out here on my camp, only gratitude and thoughts of thank you. Because, man, so many things could have went a different way for me in my life, and so far they're still going well. So we all take a risk out here every day just living, man. It's crazy, right? Just living. And I think I can take, since my parents died, I remind myself, and this show helps me reset every day. Every day I tell thousands of people about gratitude. It's hard for me not to live in it. You know what I'm saying? The show helps keep me grounded, really, in a huge way. So I want to say thank you to everyone on the show today. We love you. We thank you. We appreciate you. I see Bitcoin going lower, making another descending triangle and rolling over to 88,000. I could be wrong. This may be its final double bottom back up, but each time we've seen that, it hasn't been too strong. This is the 5 and the 7 minute time frame too. I wanted to get out of those really small time frames, but this looks stumpy. 7 minute looks pretty nasty to me right now. And if you want to zoom out, you just wait. See if the 1 hour makes a tweezer bottom, and then you can long. Whenever we get a fast move down lately, we've had a fast move back up, but that was the fast move up, and that was the fast move down. Look, Bart Simpson. A head and shoulder that never played out with a massive short squeeze. You know what I mean? Then a head and shoulder back down. Then a bear flag that went down a little bit, but ripped back to the upside. Then a bull flag that completely got demolished, right? So it's... This one was true, though. This is a descending. See, the descending, they don't tend to mess with. Like that was supposed to break down. Shoulder, head, right shoulder. It did. This was a shoulder, head, right shoulder there. It dumped. This was a shoulder, head, right shoulder. It pumped. This was a double bottom. It broke to the upside like it was supposed. You know, it's just crazy. Anyway, there's so many ways to look at the charts. You just got to pick it and keep doing it. And you say, Sam, don't you get confused sometimes? Don't you get mixed signals? Yeah. But there's times when you don't, too. So, because, you know, it's funny. My friend was explaining science the other day, and I'm not going to say it perfectly, but if you can disprove something, it means you can prove it, right? Or you can't prove something unless you can disprove it. So when you tell me, Sam, don't you get confused by the chart sometimes, right? What you're also saying is, aren't there times when you're not confused at all? Isn't that interesting? And you're right. So yes, I do get confused, but then that means in counter to that, there are times when it's very simple. So sometimes it's, like right now, I don't know exactly what's going to happen. I know if the 1 minute gets back above the 200, I can find a signal, or the 5. And there could be a trade later on today. I also know that, Fridays aren't the best. And I know right now we're in a more bearish trend, so we should look for this to continue down to 87.9, really. That's, we should go to 87.9. If we don't, then the probability didn't play out. That's okay. It doesn't have to every time, and it doesn't mean it will. Let me jump back into the chat and see how my people are doing here. God bless your daughter. I prayed for her, Sam, and I combined your strategy with quantum AI, and it just did seconds ago. An 86 probability trade, 89 entry, 93 exit, quick 500. Thank you, Sam. Eva Dior. So God bless your daughter. I prayed for her. I combined your strategy with a quantum AI, and it just did seconds ago a 86 probability trade. 8,900 to 93. Exit quick 500. Thank you. It did the trade already, though? Let me see here. Yeah, because we haven't hit 93.5 and yet. Oh, it just said that there's an 86 probability that we can go from 89 back to 350. Interesting. Sam, do you see 67 to 70K in the future for Bitcoin? It's definitely possible, yes. But it's one step at a time, man. Once the 3-day breaks the 200 moving average, yes, I will start to look for lower lows. Then we'll have to break through 86,000. Right now, we're technically holding a higher low above 86K, too. I mean, that's strong on the 3-day chart. But it does look like a bear flag ready to roll over. And if that bear flag rolls over, yes, I mean, the target's 70,000. I mean, you got that whole pole. It's like $66,000 to $70,000. So yeah, I mean, that's still on the table. 100% it is, man. I mean, I'm saying, I shouldn't say 100. It's 100% still on the table. It's not 100% it's going to happen. But it's definitely on my radar, for sure. And there you go. Can you break right back up to the upside on this slanted double bottom? There's a chance. If you're into it as much as me, you'll be watching. All right. Shout out to Eva Dior. God bless you. Thank you so much for being here. Shout out to Crypto for Gains. Shout out to Sal Flower, the Blues Guy, Omar Lopez, the Blues Guy yet again. Shout out to Cipriani, bro, YouTube, who became a member, man. 2 years old son. Yeah, shout out to my almost 2-year-old son, Kevin. God bless to your son, Kevin, man. Shout out to Grandmaster Friend, my Bitcoins. Shout out to Yo-Yo for the allergy test for mold. Shout out to Dylan Bronson. Shout out to Brandon Johnson. Shout out to DHMAA. Thank you for your beautiful insights, man. Underground Cryptos, Manuel, Yo-Yo, Vagus Claw, Chris Ghost, and DHMAA. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for being awesome and amazing. We love you and we appreciate you, and we love that fan funding. We can't believe you guys are that awesome. Remember, today is our top-down analysis video. We're going to go over Bitcoin, gold, the Dow Jones, everything on the macro. We're also going to look at the S&P futures and the NASDAQ, see where we stand. Right now, Bitcoin is sketchy. It could go either way, man. It's a low-volume Friday. Be very careful. If I see my model, I'll take it. If not, I got to assume we're going to continue to dump here down to 87.9, and I'll keep everyone updated. Like yesterday, I found a beautiful short on the 5. I may do the same thing for the group. So just, stay updated in the group. Be careful, but I wouldn't, be betting the farm today. Gratitude, Sam. Much love to you and the fam. Email sent. Thank you so much, brother. May God bless you. Yeah. Cup and handle on the 1 minute. God bless you. Bookmap is an indescribable weapon. Yeah. Grab a big short from 92.5. Game is game. Hey. Yeah, Bookmap's amazing. Shout out to everyone that jumped into Bookmap with my link. I show it off more than anyone on the entire internet, constantly, every single day. It's saying we go back to 90,005 here on some type of pump. That's what it's telling us right now on the secret flow. So we'll see on that backdoor liquidity. Before Sam equals 100K long, after Sam equals 200K plus profits. That's amazing. Unreal. I'd like you to, slapping that up there to the group right now. That should go to the testimonials. I'm putting that in my testimonials, man. or lady, Eva. Sandy Hack 87. I'm trying to set up my chart. It mentions the 21 day and the 200 moving average. What other averages is there? That's all you need. Yeah. Trying to set it up on Think. Don't try to get it done. You got it though. Now you got it, Sandy. We would also gamble on revenge and anger emotions. Yeah. Amen. Who doesn't though? That's how it starts. Sometimes I feel like the market makers fake the liquidities just to murder. Yeah. Oh yeah. Before Sam equals sleep in box. You're funny. But it's not easy. You need discipline or you're done. 100%. You need so much discipline. After Sam sleeping in a box with money. You're funny. Talo Kweli, just to get by. Just to get by. Just to get. I love that song. How do you know I know? I love Talib. Have you traded the Forex market? No, I mean, I know. I never have. I see it all the time, though. I look at it. Pretty sure I'd get a pretty good handle on it. I give some, every once in a while, like a Japanese yen Forex, or USD trade, or a New Zealand dollar trade. Swinging in to say thank you for being you. God bless you, man. Shout out to Crypto Cigar Guy. We love you. Yeah. We all need God. Oh, we done. Amen. So look, now it looks like there could be some signs of life. But I mean, how crazy is this? But yeah, possible double bottom, possible reversal. But the second that turns green or gets red rejected, you're going to see, you know, a rollover. Sam taught me to scalp the different time frames with the 21 and the 200. God bless you. Thank you. Ready for rockets. Market only collect liquidity now. It's true, man. It's how it feels like. Market makers in Wales do massive trickery. It's crazy. They get away with it. Sam's strategy will defeat them without having their $1 million bots or algorithms. It will. Yeah. But they can still get me too if I'm emotional or I overtrade. That's the thing. Because my strategies don't work well in low volume. So no matter how good I am, no matter how, like it's like they slow time and space. Like if you're a ninja and you can move and one time is, it's like they actually slow space down and you can't even, all of a sudden you don't have, it's funny. It's almost as if they slowed time and space down on you. When you practice in this time and you're good at actually fighting in real time, and they slow it down, you can't actually do what you want to do because you feel like you're stuck in glue. You know what I'm saying? So interesting, right? It's just a funny concept. Anyway, I'm going to jump on out of here, everyone. I always give you a couple minutes early on Friday. It's like school. Let the kids out early on Friday. Plus, you have to come back and watch my macro video again anyway. So we're going to hit you with more data, more information, and more content. Continue to watch. I'm pumping out the shorts, pumping out the information, having a different way to edit, different way to show you guys too. And thank you for everyone. We're getting some we're getting really good feedback. I really appreciate that. You know, and I want to tell everyone too, you push yourself. Okay? Push yourself. Nobody else is going to push you harder than yourself. As, you know, as corny as that sounds, it's true. But, you know, like recently, I just started, I'm an editor. I got back to editing again. And boom, we're booming. Look, 5,800 views. I edited this one. This one, 2,000 views, right? I like it. I like it. So, and you know, these took some time. This one took me almost an hour to do in total, right? It's 25 seconds. It took me an hour, right? So push yourselves all the time. Believe in yourselves all the time. Anything is possible. Never give up. Look, this crazy bounce back to 90,000. This is crazy what they're doing at price. And again, what will happen is the 1 minute will, or the 30 second will, the 30 second will cross the 200 moving average and make a flag. The 21 will touch it, and that's how we know we can actually possibly get to the 1 minute. You know, you want to watch the 30 second, that's going to tell you kind of a double bottom there. Wrote this rule, wait 3 days after an event. Yeah. Your talent determines what you can do. Your motivation determines how much you're willing to do. Funny, and motivation is fleeting and discipline takes over. Yeah. So true. May God bless everybody here. Shout out to the Crypto Taco. Shout out to everyone on the game. Shout out to Muhammad. Shout out to all my peoples. Chaos Boy. Jennifer Mofit, always holding me down. Jennifer, we love you. Thank you. You've been super nice, and you've held through all this, man. You've been through so much. Shout out to Joe B. Shout out to Crypto Cigar Guy. And let's take a look at the top fans today, too. Manuel, DHMAA, The Blues Guy, Vegas Claw, Eva Dior, Chris Ghost, Yo You, Omar Lopez, Crypto for Gain, Smooth Buns, Snowflower, Zip, Al-Waji Group, Bitcoin Tutor, Joe B, Shezmupta, Haman, Crypto Plumber, Why Just Cuz, The Crypto Taco, Grandmaster Friend, G Bane, Sean Plays, Crypto Clown World, Notorious, Flag Dogs, TM Hustling, Alpin, Echo Leaf, oh my man Echo Leaf, Musa, Brandon Johnson, Dylan Bronson, Jennifer, Mofit, we love you, Game Creepers, Bablu, Underground Cryptos, Barraflares, Nino, Black and White Crypto, User, Caesar Cordero, Torbor, John Cox, S4IP1X, NX, Aiden, The Ron Watson, BTC Bill, Alexand Petrovic, Sylvester Mikaz, Your Machine Music, and Rocket Man 777's my top 50 today. You people are amazing. God bless you all. Thank you so much for being here. I'll be back with more content. Look at this bookmap showing signs of 90,005. Little bit of a bounce here, little bit of hope. They're wrecking everybody on these small time frames. To me, I don't care what bookmap says. It looks like more downside out this descending triangle. And I moved down to 88.79, but I could be wrong. Look out for the model on the 30 or the 1 minute if you're willing to play. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. Remember, if you came to the channel, then you're already doing the right thing. Please pray for my daughter. She'll be on my mind every second of the day until we find out a way to get her better and find out a way that she doesn't have to go through this pain and anguish ever again, man. It's just not right. She's too sweet of a girl. It's too wonderful of a soul for her to feel anything. She's such a blessing. Everyone, I love you. I appreciate you. And I thank you so much for being a supporter of my entire live stream, all my tips, strategies, and education. And I'm so thankful. If you want to trade where I trade, we have a pinned comment here. And you can hit the pinned comment. And yeah, we have Weeks, we have BTCC and MEXC. Jump on in today. They're the best vetted exchanges I could find in the game so far. So I love you all. Thank you so much. I'll catch you on the flip side. Remember, the secret to success is getting started. That's what it is. Everyone had to start. Every successful person who ever did anything in their life, from Mozart to Monet to Tom Brady, it doesn't matter. Anyone you know who's great at anything, Picasso, he picked up a pencil one time and started something. He picked up one day he did one painting. Every big streamer, Mr. Beast, at one point made one video. Every single person you know, every billionaire, multimillionaire, the guy who created Ferrari, the guy who started Lamborghini, they all, guess what they did? They started. The secret to success is getting started.